could have played out there all day, but before we ended up in a £3 million crash, we decided to start the tests to see which of the cars was best. I came up with the first one, mainly to annoy gatecrasher May. Let's make the first test a drag race using electrical power only.
Good idea.
No, it isn't a good idea.
Why not?
Because you can't drive the Ferrari on electrical power only.
No!
No, well, of course you can't, because it's a Kerr system like a Formula One car. It's got a V12 engine and an electric motor, but they're all integrated. They work together all of the time. You can't separate them.
You should have thought about that, shouldn't you?
Bad planning.
With James reduced to the role of onlooker, we lined up the P1 and the 918 on the start line. But then, instead of revving the petrol engines, we shut them down.
Three, two, one. Begin. That makes it better. Who won that? It was me, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's not important though, is it?
Is it not?
No, it's just not relevant.
Right, right. In a drag race, it's irrelevant which car gets there first.
Yeah, yours is the better milk float. Back in the pits, Hammond had an idea for the next test.
We've got to drive to the hotel, yeah?
Yeah.
It's about an hour away, and it gives us a chance to see what they're like on the road.
That's a good point.
Real world.
That is a good point.
I can't do that. I can't drive the Ferrari on the road.
Why?
Well, it's not registered.
It is, got number plates.
No, that's just pretend number plates. If they register it, it becomes second-hand and they have to pay the tax. That's why it came in a lorry.
So you can't drive it on the road either?
Nobody can drive it. It's not road legal yet.
Oh, no.
Mate, that's...
Oh, that is such a shame.
It's an hour of...
Oh, sorry, James. That's really a rotten bit of luck, because you've come a long way from Italy. Soon, Richard and I were enjoying the world's best ever commute.
We're off.
I was very brave doing that. I was. I'm bored already, actually.
I'm gonna have a panic attack. It is 90. Oh my God!
Oh, bloody hell. You're all right. You're all right in Italian. Oh, God.
James? What? Sorry to have to say this, but that Ferrari is useless.
Yes. Later on in part 2, when these two have stopped dreaming up idiotic and irrelevant tests that it can't take part in, we shall see.
We've got to tell everyone about our track. Yes, we have one. This is the sort of place where you can drive cars at speeds that you can do on the road, but only if you want to go to prison afterwards.
What, like 38 miles an hour?
Well, 39, maybe even 40 from time to time. Now, we were hoping that we could bring it round the world with us, like the tent, but unfortunately it's too heavy. And as you're about to see, too bitey. This is it. It's not a race circuit. It's not an airfield. It's not a road. What it is brilliant and fast and extremely dangerous. It even looks dangerous on a map because, as you can see, it's the exact same shape as the Ebola virus. Right, time now to show you what a lap looks like, and to do that, we've got a bit of a performance benchmark, a Ferrari 488. Take it away! First up, it's the isn't straight, so called because it isn't straight. Second right on the isn't straight, we're into your name here corner. If you make a mistake, there's no runoff area, it's just woods. We've called this section Old Lady's House because it's right next to a house where an old lady lives. Get this 90 left right, or you'll crash into a cage full of electricity. And you'll need to get the final 90 left right as well, or you'll run into a field of sheep. So, trees, animals, a house, electricity, and because it's in England, usually quite a lot of moisture in the air. It really is the most dangerous track anywhere in the world. The car I've selected for my first lap of the Ebola Drome is this. The BMW M2. Everywhere else, it is better. Oh, less heavy, less cumbersome. They got back onto the isn't and unleashed 365 rampaging horsepower from the turbocharged 3-litre straight 6. Oh God, it's incredible! This track was designed to trip cars up. There are fast corners, slow corners, drifty corners, and bumps. It's hard on the tyres, it's hard on the brakes, it's hard on the engine. It's point and squirt and bark and yelp. It is vicious. But there is nothing here which has flummoxed the M2. This thing is an absolute masterpiece. Like I said, it is the best M car BMW's ever made. You may think it's mad to suggest the cheapest M car is the best, but look at it this way. This track is a lot cheaper than Silverstone, and I know which one I'd rather drive round.
Let me get this right. At our track,
Yeah.
there's trees, animals, moisture, electricity, a house, and an unexploded bomb.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the most dangerous track in the world. Honestly, it makes Imola look like a duvet.
Yeah.
It really, honestly, does. It
Anyway,
does.
all the cars that we test at the Ebola-drome will do a timed lap. And to make sure it's a completely level playing field, they will all be driven by the same racing driver.
Yeah.
Clever. It gave us some thought.
How clever is that? Now, thing is, Amazon, insisted that the racing driver in question should be from this side of the pond. So we went to something called NASCAR, and we found one, and we shipped him to England, and then we introduced him to the complicated procedure which involves turning right. He's called Mike Skinner, but we know him simply as the American. Right, there he is, looking utterly bewildered. Nice skitter of a wheel spin, and immediately he's onto the isn't straight. He's through the final corner on the isn't straight. Into your name here. Here's the American. Right, there he is, looking utterly bewildered. Nice skitter of a wheel spin, and immediately he's onto the isn't straight. He's through the final corner on the isn't straight. Into your name here. Okay, coming up to Old Lady's house. No turbo lag at all as he hammers down the bumpy back straight towards substation. One more 90 left to go through field of sheep. He's quick. He's quick, though, left and right. Amazing. Now, to make sure that the M2 wasn't on sort of the lap board all by itself, we got the American to put some other benchmark cars. Well, we call them benchmark cars. He calls them communist. Around the track to see what's what. There they all are. Look. Now it's time to see where the M2 goes on that board. Let's have a look. Let's put it on. Oh.
Wow!
It's
I think it's the best M car they've ever made. Oh my goodness!
yeah, look.
I prefer it to all the others that are quicker than it.
It's yes, it's got
It's definitely the one you should have if you want one that's slower than all the other M cars.
it's better. It's only it's quicker than a Civic.
Yeah. But it's slower than. If you had a choice of M cars, if you lined them all up and said,
Yeah.
"I'd like the fastest," it wouldn't be that one.
Shut up.
Better in every single way.
Stop
you said.
saying
You said that.
I don't care what. Have you driven one? You know what? It's a
amazing, isn't it?
fabulous car. You've driven one. It's a brilliant car. It really, honestly is.